Quick audio test. Good.
Feels like I need you. Know that I'll deceive you. It's just a matter of time.
Hello, everybody. I am Hoarder Gamer, and this is Hoarder's Comic Flex. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a good week. I hope you're looking forward to a great episode. And I'll at least deliver a mediocre one. Let's see. Xbox Live Mike, Deadpool 3. Yes, I look forward to seeing it tomorrow. I think it's going to be awesome. We're actually going to start today with some video game information and or news, depending on if you already know about it. And I'll try to give some of my unique details or whatever I can. Marvel Rivals. First off, shout out to Doomkiller HD. Doomkiller hooked me up with one of the codes, and I am grateful. It's very cool. I played it on the PS5, and I have notes. Let me go through the game here. Nothing too crazy, just like, first off, like who I played, you know. I did, I think, 10 matches so far. Punisher, Star-Lord, Rocket, Magic, and Bruce Banner. And then there's also Venom and Iron Man. So, basically, the characters I love to play already are the first 5 I mentioned: Punisher, Star-Lord, Rocket, Magic, and Bruce. So those were all really solid. Bruce is complicated though, because he's the only character that has instant access to his ultimate. So when you start playing with him, you are Bruce Banner, Puny Banner, and you have a gun that shoots like a gamma beam or a gamma shot or something like that. And basically you go around using that gun, and then at any time you can Hulk out. You can turn into the Hulk. But then there's like almost an ultimate on top of that once you become the Hulk, where you become like a super enraged version of the Hulk. And it's very wild because it's like you have 2 characters at once. Because if Hulk gets defeated, you don't die, you become Banner. So you can try to get away and, you know, try to, like, you know, shoot from the distance and shoot from a distance and stuff like that. Wait till you're able to go back to Hulk again. It's very interesting that way. There are a number of characters, two that I didn't play, like Adam Warlock can apparently revive an entire team. I know he can revive at least 2 people on a team, and I think at one point I saw 3 or 4. So that's an insane ability. Rocket is one of my absolute favorite characters, though. Rocket is incredible with like I think it's a chain gun. I'm not exactly sure, but it's a super powerful gun. Okay, you can crawl up walls, which I didn't even realize in the matches I played. And your right trigger happens to be that powerful, like, chain gun, Gatling gun, whatever you want to call it. And then the left trigger is heal. So, not only is Rocket excellent at offensive, but you can actually heal your team with him. He's really good. He is really good. Do you have a code yet on Xbox? Because it is cross-play, cross-progression. And it's through August 5th, I believe, is how long this beta is. But yeah, so far I think the game is really cool. Now, what I did notice, though, and I had to make an amendment to something I was about to say today. So, I thought Venom was very difficult to use and a little confusing. Because Venom doesn't, like, have a lot that is ranged. He has tendrils, those only go so far. So, like, there were a lot of times I would send out the tendrils and I'd be just a little bit too far away from another hero in order to hit them with the tendrils. Now, what I saw, though, is I watched Lejeune play about 12 minutes of it today on a video he has on YouTube. And basically, Venom is an unstoppable tank if you have a healer on him constantly healing him. He is a killing machine. It is absolutely insane what it's like then. And Venom can do a little bit of a heal. It's maybe like 20% or something. There are other heroes that can do a much larger heal, like 60 to 70% of your health bar, or armor, sorry, armor. And yeah, that is crazy. And again, turns Venom into nearly an unstoppable killing machine. So Venom is a tank, but you basically want, think of it like an actual like vehicle, right? You have to have like a battery in order to run it. He runs best when there's a healer and or someone that can put armor on him. Then he's insane. He's really cool that way. So he's definitely built for team play. Let's see here. I did think the flying characters were weird. I didn't like how you fly. You use the right thumbstick up and down, and it just feels weird as the camera's adjusting. I don't know if I was doing it wrong or what, but it doesn't feel good, and I've talked to other players, and flying characters feel weird in the game. Lumi, how you doing? Haunted Comic Flex. Not haunted. I did not see any disembodied hand today. I didn't see anything floating around, no disembodied hand. Not today. Not today. Who's to say if that won't be like next week or something? You never know, but not today. Okay. Also, this is a weird thing too. For me, I felt the characters feel slow and sluggish, kind of across the board. Like whether you can fly, whether you can walk, most of the characters do not have a run option that I played. I guess some do, but not all of them. And it just makes things feel sluggish as, you know, you get taken down by an enemy and then you have to run back to the control point or where the big, you know, group of enemies are on the other side of the map. It feels longer than it should, okay? Another thing I think they should fix is the TTK, the time to kill. So, Venom, as powerful as he is, there were times where I would just be lashing with the tendrils and it was still not enough to kill enemies. And there's similar situations. Rocket's gun is really powerful, but oh my god, does it take a lot to take someone down with it. Time to kill is something that people had a big issue with Concord, and I hope to hear similar, you know, complaints here with Marvel Rivals, because definitely time to kill is a bit odd. There are no ghosts and there are no victims. Yeah, so beyond that, I think it's a lot of fun. And I look forward to other modes besides escort control and like almost like a team deathmatch, kind of, sort of. One thing that's really cool is you have the team-ups. Certain heroes and villains can team up to do really awesome attacks and unique abilities. That's really cool. I like that a lot. Also, the destructibility. It's surprising at times because all of a sudden, like, the floor will cave in. Or all of a sudden a wall will just, like, be, you know, blown up. And you're not expecting it. Now, it's not as wide-ranged as I thought it would be. It seems to be only certain walls, from what I've seen so far. And I'm a little confused because on the levels that take place at, like, Yggdrasil and stuff like that, the walls and stuff come back together. And it's very confusing. Like, you're trying to make your way through, you're trying to swing through, and a wall just came up where there was nothing. So I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's going to be like that on every map. I think it should just stay destroyed. I don't know what's going on with that. But it might be something that just happens, you know, in Yggdrasil or in those maps that are, you know, currently in the beta. So my favorite maps are actually the 2099 maps. I think those are really cool. I had a lot of fun on those. Very cool detail and background. It's on Unreal 5, so it looks great. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more of it, and I definitely want to see more modes. And it does have a training mode, which leads me to believe that yes, it would not be impossible for them to do PvE. And I feel like this game, with its supposed overarching storyline, including Doom, not Doom Killer HD this time, Dr. Doom, Victor Von Doom, I feel that it really would be great to have like certain points where you had a really cool replayable PvE mission. Also, I feel that PvE is the thing that would separate this, like between Concord, or if Concord's first. I think that'd be a big feather in either game's cap. Okay, I know people are worried about the beta for Concord that happened and the amount of players, but that was PC, and I'm thinking most of the players were probably on PlayStation. So I don't know what to think so far. So. Okay. Oh, we also have some other interesting news. Mrs. Freeze and Season 2 of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League hits tomorrow. And just like Joker, I look forward to her traversal and her brutal ice axe melee. So, Joker does not have a brutal ice axe melee, just Mrs. Freeze, but it looks incredible. It looks really wild, like, you know, just like rage and just like coming down with the axe. It looks really neat. And I'm just hoping we get some more story this time. You know, that's one thing I've talked about, and I haven't changed my mind on it. The way they were doing the story in the season so far, at least the first season that we got season 1, episode 1 and 2, it leaves a lot to be desired. Okay? Like with season 1, Joker was great to play as. There were some really cool new incursions, and only like one new mode, but the mode is only fun if people know what they're doing. So, you know, I mean, I'm very happy that they're going to actually do all 4 seasons for the game, bring out all 4 characters and everything. But it's just that I don't know. I don't know what could get people really excited. You know, there was the promise of all the stories and more cinemas than any of the other games, and I haven't seen that. So, we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Oh, and the First Descendant. We'll end with the First Descendant. There's a huge update today, and they nerfed very, very little, but added quite a bit to the game. So everybody that plays Velby, they made Velby, Blair, and other characters that have AoE far better. So that's a cool plus. Also, instead of 1,000 modules, we'll have up to 1,500 modules. Okay? And while they did change something in a very popular, almost loot cave type of way in order to get items and stuff, they didn't actually nerf it. It's still there. They just made it not as insane as it was. So it's pretty interesting. I'm very interested in the way the devs are handling this game, taking feedback and actually communicating with the players and everything. It's very cool. From everything I heard about the Nexon company, I wasn't expecting that. You know, I wasn't expecting it to be quite like this, and I'm quite happy, you know? It's really cool. Otherwise, next week, August 1st, Luna, new playable character, and basically it's like a rhythm game for her to do more powerful attacks, and I believe she also buffs the other heroes she's playing with. So that's going to be interesting. I look forward to her. There's going to be a new Colossus, I believe it's called Gluttony, is coming. And yeah, it's a lot of cool stuff that is coming to that game. They are continuing the story, but I believe that is later in August. So yeah, they're doing a really good job with updates and like I said, the communication, letting us know about the updates, not just putting them out there and not just having a roadmap, but letting us know things and letting us know about changes and things like that. Okay, everybody, we are done talking about video games for this week. Now we're going to toy around a bit, and I have some very interesting toys to show everybody. First off, it's Radioactive Man. It's Radioactive Man. Let's see, Lumi. Waiting for the Hoarder Gamer esports team debut on the First Descendant scene. I don't know of any part of the game that would work that way. Like there's like defense missions that are like 20, 30 minutes. I don't know how riveting that would be for an esport, but I do very much like to play the game so far. Look at this. Radioactive Man. This figure has the background there. Okay, recreating the cover of Radioactive Man #1, and Radioactive Man's chest lights up. This is a new line of Simpson figures, the deluxe series. So they had some regular figures, I believe, that were like $12.99 or $14.99. These are $24.99, and these come with a lot of accessories and really cool like details and features. So again, light up chest, and you get that really cool like diorama display for Radioactive Man. Plus, an interesting group of toys they're releasing. Not the ones you just be instantly expecting for the deluxe line. So we got Radioactive Man here, everybody. And then we have, I believe you know him as Angry Dad. So Homer accidentally gets like green paint on him. He's in that kiddie pool. He comes with the kiddie pool, which I thought was really cool. And there's another accessory he comes with. So let me show that to everybody. Look at that. The fence that he smashes. So the fence alone looks like it's like 8 pieces of plastic that like snap together, and then, you know, like when you hit it, it'll break apart. But I think it looks really cool. I am not an AI. I am not an AI. Still waiting for the first issue of Hoarder Man, that, and the toy that comes with the comic. That sounds extremely expensive. That sounds very expensive to launch a comic and a toy at the same time. I know, I think the Homer toy is really cool. I think they did a really good job with the paint. I think that the accessories these come with are really nice. And at the $24.99 price point, I don't think that's bad. People were balking at that, and I'm like, you're getting a fence that breaks apart. You're getting a kiddie pool that might be more plastic than Homer. That looks really nice. I mean, that's just how much these figures are now. In fact, like, if you went with those like Ultimate figures that were coming out of The Simpsons, I want to say those were like $55 a piece. So, I mean, you got to look at those things, you know? Next up, everybody. This is one everyone's going to love, especially Bram Stoker fans. Dracula Burns, or Drac Burns to his friends. That's right. It's Burns as Dracula, styled from the Bram Stoker's Dracula film. Look at the coffin he comes with, and it's UV activated. So I believe he changes color somewhat depending on sunlight, which is awesome. I love UV toys. There's so few of them. They recently did a really cool Zartan for G.I. Joe Classified, and it's great. The sculpt is great. He has alternate faces, you know, because he's a master of disguise, and the armor looks amazing, right? But they did a super limited version I don't have that recreated the UV feature he had when he first came out as a 3 3/4 inch figure. Okay? And then there's Ray Fillet from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I actually do have the limited one. It was like a purple coloring in the package, and it was worth at that time like $45. I don't know how much it is now. Now we have Dracula Burns with a similar feature, and look at the coffin. I think the coffin looks really cool. Plus, if you look very carefully, 1 second here, you'll notice that you can kind of see a lever on the side of the coffin. So it looks like it might have a spring-loaded action where Burns actually comes out of the coffin like in the cartoon. So I think these are really cool. I think these are really cool. As much as I like the Radioactive Man, I would probably get Angry Dad and Drac Burns, but I like these. I think they did a really good job. And there's a little movie that's coming out tomorrow. You may have heard of it. It's an indie film. You know, actors that, you know, really aren't known well or anything like that. And here's a figure from that. Look at this ridiculous damn sculpt, everybody. This is the Marvel Legends Wolverine, apparently. Pre-orders are not live yet. My guess, and I think it's a pretty good guess, is that at the opening of San Diego Comic-Con tomorrow, they'll actually have pre-orders either go live or it'll be available in stores and live at the same time with a Deadpool figure. But I think this is an incredible sculpt of Hugh Jackman. Also, there's another head which has the mask/cowl thing, and that looks great too. And as you know, Marvel Legend figures are like $24.99, so it's a really great likeness at an affordable price. And it completely destroys most of the other Wolverine figures out there. There was a very good Logan figure, like I believe from the movie Logan, and I actually have that one. And that's a great sculpt as well. This is next level, though. The facial detail and everything is insane. So I definitely wanted to leave that as a final thing to show because of the excitement for the movie, and I think it looks great. Everybody, we are done toying around, but only for this week. We'll toy around next week. Now it is time for us to look at the future, the near future of comic books, all the way to 1 week from today. Okay, first off, let me start with this. I have to double check the calendar, but I think that this is the 5th Tuesday, 5th Wednesday of the month, because there is not a lot coming out next week. I was actually challenged. I spent about like 20 minutes looking at books that were coming out for next week yesterday, and I didn't know of any to talk about. So I put something together as best as I could, and we'll see how it goes. Because usually there's huge, massive standouts. There's like one. So, okay. Just wanted everyone to, you know, honestly know what went down. Let's see here. World's Finest. Okay. Batman Superman World's Finest by Mark Waid with artwork by Dan Mora. One of the best comic books to come out in the last few years. It's amazing. It's amazing if you're a Batman fan. It's amazing if you're a Superman fan. It's amazing if you're a fan of just about any character in the DC universe. Okay? And after defeating the Devil Nezda, or at least facing the Devil Nezda, Dick Grayson, Robin, has gone missing. Like, in time missing. And Batman and Superman have to find him. And in this awesome trade, this is volume 2, by the way, you find out about Superman's short-lived sidekick. And if you think there's some crazy twist a la Dawn in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and maybe tied into an incredibly popular DC comic book story arc, you might be right. But yeah, this is excellent. Like, again, an excellent book, and this is probably the best story that has been in this series. This is really good. It's World's Finest Volume 2, and I believe it's the trade paperback $17.99. And I believe it's 6 issues. It's 5 or 6 issues, so I think it's a good price, and yeah, it's an awesome story. Next up, we have Immortal Thor. Okay, we've got Immortal Thor, and basically he is against Hercules, as you can see, and I believe it's the Stone of Tyrannos. That thing has had an effect on Thor as well as in Hercules and in that world where Hercules is from. So now they're trying to find out what's going on. It's supposed to lead them to one of the Thor's most dangerous villains. So, should be pretty interesting. Immortal Thor is a great book. It's a great monthly book. I like it a lot. So the thing is, these books like aren't bad by any stretch of the imagination. It's just that, like, if you're looking for something that's huge, exciting, and new, this week there's just not much, you know? But yeah, Immortal Thor is very good, and that might be actually everything. Give me 1 second here, everybody. There might be one I didn't put a picture of. Just want to double check real quick. Oh, Task Force 7 number 3. So, Task Force 7 number 1 I didn't think was that great. I do think Absolute Power is awesome, though. That's the series involving Amanda Waller working with Failsafe and an army of Amazos to basically eradicate metahumans. Like, her dream, basically, finally coming to fruition. And it's great, but so far I didn't think that the Task Force 7 book has been that great. The Absolute Power series, that actual book by that name, is really cool. And it's also, I believe, in Green Arrow and... is it Superman or Action Comics? It might be both. But those are really good. Those have been really good so far. So, I wasn't super excited about the Task Force 7 thing. So, perhaps not too surprising to everybody. That is, you know, the future of comic books all the way to next week. So again, not too much coming out. I believe the term they use is a bye week. Meaning to buy everything that week that you didn't buy the other weeks. No, it just basically means that it's kind of like there's an extra week or extra, you know, sale day, and there just aren't books that are available on that day type of thing. So it's fewer books, basically. And now, everybody, what you've all probably been waiting for. No, I'm still going to be here next week. No, don't get that smile off your faces. No, what you've been waiting for, the review of TMNT number 1 by Jason Aaron, and it does not disappoint. Okay, Raphael is in prison. The events of the previous series way in the past. And Raphael is estranged from the rest of the Turtles, and he has to deal with the usual nightmare that prison is. But, you know, he's well equipped to take care of himself. And you find out that he has a deal with the warden where basically he's, you know, going to keep things like, you know, tidy, as it were, being a, you know, a crime fighter, and stopping things like a prison break, which he does in a very fun and violent fashion. They basically built a tunnel to escape. He appears and beats the living crap out of them. Okay? And it's a secret agreement he has with the warden. Lo and behold, new inmates arrive at the prison. And surprise, surprise, they are Foot Clan members. And after distracting Raphael, he realizes what the ruse was, goes back to the warden's office to find him dead. Not only finding him dead, finding Size stabbing him in the chest as the guards come in. So now Raphael is basically a fugitive. He escapes prison through the sewers, and he's looking for his fellow turtles. It's very good. It's very good. There's a number of questions you have as you're reading it, but those aren't bad. You know, you're kind of wondering, wait, what exactly led to this? You know, and yeah. It's you get a little hint of that. Basically, it sounds like he beat the crap out of the wrong people, and you know, without his brothers and everything, he just was like, you know, arrest me, and Apparently, issue 2 involves Michelangelo, and from what early previews have mentioned, it seems like it's going to be a take on Lost in Translation, where Michelangelo is like a celebrity in Japan doing advertisements. Also, with the Foot Clan, it was the idea that Karai was taking them in a new and more gentle direction. But we find out at the end of the issue, there's some politician who kills a rival politician and basically talks about Karai, and that basically he's taking over is what it sounds like. It's interesting because we don't know exactly who this is. This is just some dude. But I'm guessing that won't be the truth of the matter when we get more information. So, yeah, TMNT 1, Jason Aaron, and I believe, yes, Joel Jones. Excellent. Really good. And a very different vibe from the previous Turtle series. So the previous Turtle series got heavily involved with all the other mutants and like Mutant Town and everything like that. And this seems like it's trying to like get a little bit more back to basics. There's also this really cool moment where Raphael talks about like his entire body is like a nervous system for his knees and his fists. And when instead of having a conversation, he likes to speak through violence. And through violence, he finds calm and peace. So it's a very interesting way to look at Raphael and to understand him a bit better. Yeah, I very much liked TMNT 1. And there's a ton of covers, everybody. If you like alternate covers, I want to say there's like maybe 10. Some of those are going to be only at specific comic shops, so you'll like have to order online or something. But like just in the stores themselves, it's like 4 or 5. So, okay, everybody, we are done with this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If not, I'll try better next week. I'll try even better next week. Let me know what you thought. For whatever reason, if you want to see more of me, okay, you can check Games on a Plane. That's gamesonaplane.com. Tomorrow night, I believe around 7:30 or 8 p.m. Central. I don't know the exact time. Also, at other times, including Friday, twitch.tv/Hoarder Gamer. Right now, I'm doing a lot of the First Descendant. Currently, I'll be doing some Marvel Rivals for sure. So expect at least probably 2 hours of Marvel Rivals on Friday. So, okay, everybody. Thank you very much. And we get to see Hoarder fly a real plane. Maybe. Or Xbox Live Mike, maybe. You don't know. Could be any of those, any of us. And before I forget, on Sunday, I believe, is a new episode of the Primecast. It's J. Kuhn Prime and I on the J. Kuhn Prime Twitch channel. And then it goes to YouTube a day after. So that's usually 7 p.m. Central on Sundays. And as far as I know, it's happening. So, everybody, have yourself a great week. Thanks for watching. If you like the show, tell other people. You know, feel free to sub if you like. I don't like to harp and preach on it. I just like to bring it up at the end of the video. Thank you very much, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.